Okay, I don't know what happened. Are we still live somewhere else? Hello? Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It just is the old one still going? Is the old one still going? Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened. It just I don't know, it just went out all of a sudden. YouTube it's doing something crazy. It just went out. Normally if it go out, it'll give me the option to go back into it, but it didn't do that. It just went yeah, it just I don't know, it just went out and did something crazy. It really did. It did something crazy. It did something funky right there. But it in 1993, like I was saying, I actually had an option of taking the first African American history class in college. And that was the first class that I ever took that actually taught history. And I learned a lot about history. The Rosewood, I learned about all everything that was not ever taught. And I actually learned that in Daytona Beach Community College, that is now a university before it became a university. And that was the actual first college to actually have that curriculum added, that course added. And it stayed there for maybe 2 years, and then after that there was a there was a big issue about it, and then they actually took pulled that course. But I was glad that I actually got my transcript showing that I actually took that class. And I learned about history for the very first time. That was never ever taught in any schools. And I was glad that I actually took that class. I wasn't going to take that class because I thought it was going to be like the watered down version of it, but it was actually the actual real version of Black history. And I'm glad I had was able to take that class. But I don't feel that when he was up there talking, he didn't talk facts, and those facts was not something that he should have talked about. He should have done his research. He should have done his history. And he looked like a whole fool up there talking. I mean, a real whole fool up there talking. Completely whole fool. Don't get up there and we, we already look like fools as it is. We're already being treated like idiots as it is. And here it is, you go on national TV. Hey, Elaine, beautiful, how you doing? You go on national TV and you make a mockery out of everyone, or did you make a mockery out of yourself? Because right now, you got up there as if you were speaking for everyone. Who was you speaking for? That's the question. Who was you really speaking for? Because you wasn't speaking for me. Because you didn't speak no facts up there. You got up there and spoke like a whole idiot. A whole idiot. And that's what he did. He spoke like a whole idiot. To me, he did. Especially when you're speaking on things that you okay. It allowed me to come back in. Thank God. Yeah, he couldn't possibly think he represented us as blacks. No, he didn't. He really didn't. He didn't represent anyone as blacks. No, he didn't. He absolutely didn't. And then, it that's not the first time he have done that. That's actually the second time. Even when he spoke on 400 years of slavery. Really? Seriously? This guy's he's a whole idiot. I mean, at first, I thought maybe he was going through something, but I don't even think he's going through nothing. I just think he's a whole idiot now. This guy has just plainly lost his whole complete mind. And now a lot of things he's doing is just for plain attention. That's all it is. It's for plain attention. And he need to just go and just sit his butt down. For real. When people have severed ties with him completely, Beyonce, Jay-Z, they have completely severed ties with him. Everybody has severed ties with this guy. And now you sitting up here and you talking about bringing jobs back for a hat that was made over in the country that you say bring it back from? Come on, seriously? There is always an idiot that think they're speaking for the masses. You're right. There is always an idiot think they're speaking for the masses. You are right. Black Bruce, hey, little brother, how you doing? It's always an idiot think they're speaking for the masses. And at the end of the day, you know what? They just got to roll. They just got to roll. But then there's another thing that I want to speak on and get away from him because he don't speak for me, and I know he don't think. I really hope he don't truly think he speak for the masses. So we're not gonna even sit there and try to even address that at all. Period. I was out with my friend girl last week, and we was out shopping, and she brought to my attention uh uh a thing that had took place with something that I didn't know. And when she brought to my attention on something that I didn't know, it kind of bothered me because the first thing came to my mind is I couldn't believe what I had heard. That was a murder that had took place on the 12th of September here, where a guy was killed. And the guy that was killed, he was in a relationship with someone. And the person he was in a relationship with, I actually know the individual he was in a relationship with. Actually, I've been knowing knowing that individual since I met her back in 2012. 2012, I met her, and we had been friends since then. She used to do my hair, and what kind of bothered me with it is I had questions about it because of the whole entire time that I've known this individual. I've never known the individual. This individual had never, ever, ever spoke of her son. And I did not know this person had a son until last week. And it shocked me because the son was the one that was arrested for murder. But the part that had got me about this is the son is severely autistic. And I guess what bothers me about that whole situation is when the police arrested the son, there was not an ounce of blood, not an ounce of blood on him. Not one. No murder weapon, no nothing. 18. Not an ounce of blood, not a murder weapon on him. That was the thing that bothered me. But the second thing that bothered me was you take him to the hospital that clearly was way out the way, and he gets there and he dies, when you could have called 911 to try to remotely save him. But then you all on social media stating how you hate your son, how you wish God would not have given you that demon, how you hate him because he took your best friend away from you. That bothered me. That bothered me a lot. Stab wound to the neck. Stab wound to the neck. And I didn't know about it until last week, when we was out, and my friend girl, she asked me, she said, hey, did you hear about and I said, no. And I said, I didn't even know she had a son. I knew about the girls, but I didn't know about the son. I knew about the godson because she had her hopes in the godson, because the godson had a lot of scouts. Hey, Logic, how you doing, little brother? Lovely Shawnee, hi, sister. I knew about the godson. Hey, babe. Oh, good luck on your well, have a blessed meeting. Looking good. He looks good. He looks real good. But I knew about the godson because she had her hopes up on the godson, and the godson was being looked at for you know what? I'm gonna be like this. What goes around comes around. I don't do roast, Logic. You know I don't do roast. Uh, I, I, it bothers me because my thing is, I have a problem with this because, one, she had her hopes up of her godson, who was being looked at for all these scouts, had all these scholarships, went to college down there in Georgia. And when he went to college down there in Georgia, he got down there, met this girl, got this girl pregnant. When he got the girl pregnant, oh, she hit the fan. Oh, she was so angry. He was supposed to got picked up. He was supposed to went to the NBA. He was supposed to did this. He was supposed to got us up out of here. He was supposed to did. And I'm just sitting here looking. I'm like, where's his mama in all this? Oh, well, and people, was sitting there telling her, hey, that's not your kid. Let his mom handle this. And she was just so angry about it. And then I heard more about the godson. I know more about her oldest daughter. I know more about the youngest daughter because I will always see them all the time. They'd be up there. I know them girls. I knew them girls when they was in school. I knew the oldest daughter when she was in school, when she graduated, when she went down here to college, when she came back, when she got pregnant. I know about the little girl. Never knew about the son. Never knew about the son. None whatsoever. Never knew about the son. Exactly. Meal ticket. Exactly. You said it. Never knew about the son. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking, and my girl, she called me. She said, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm not doing nothing. She said, come on, let's go out to eat. So we went out to eat, and she was sitting there because we were close to her. And she was upset, and she said they're calling him a demon. Hey, DGIC Mike. And she said, They was calling him a demon and they calling him monsters and stuff and everything. But the time came for that young man's funeral, and his family wouldn't let her go to the funeral because the family actually blames her and not the son, because they said she actually had something to do with it, because it's more to it, and we know a lot more on stuff, because they was like on again, off again, on again, off again, to include the fact when I fired her as my beautician, when she uh should have had some deuces to her face. She should have had some deuces to her face when I'm the type of person, because I had been with her for so long, I would leave my card on file. So when I would make an appointment, I would call her and I say, hey, I'm coming in on this day. And I would just let her go ahead and charge my card ahead of time before I would come in. She messed up because normally I don't usually check my account, but she messed up when she charged $758, which I still got the receipts because she's supposed to got two deuces to the face on that. And that's why I end up firing her behind it. And so that's when I had found out that when she had got back with him, I asked her, I say, hey, Denise, everything okay? And she was like, yeah. I said, you're looking a little small these days. What's going on? And she was like, oh, nothing, oh, nothing. You know, I just got a lot going on my mind. When I found out, that's when I found out she was on drugs. So after that, you know, I just kind of had to let her go. Right. Found out she was on drugs. I mean, this girl was like the big time. I'm one of the big time hairdressers around. One of the big time hairdressers around. And after that, that's how I ended up with the beautician that I have now. Been with her ever since. I've been with this beautician now for about the past couple years. I've been with her. And when I say I couldn't believe I watched her prosper all the way down to her demise, all the way down to this, I was like, hey, P. Smith, beautiful, how you doing? I watched her go down. That when I heard what I heard last week, I had to go back to September 12th and researched it. And biggest day, they had her son picture in the newspaper. Biggest day. I couldn't believe it. I was hurt. I was so hurt. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I was so hurt. I was literally hurt. I I called my husband. I read the article to him, and my husband said, she got a son? And I said, yes, all this time I didn't even know she had a son. All this time. Hey, welcome back, mind your business. All this time I didn't even know this chick had a son. All this time. But you know what? It's so easy to blame because he have autism. And they say he haven't spoken or said anything. And they charged him with first degree murder. But how can you charge someone with first degree murder when there was not a murder weapon and there wasn't even an ounce of blood on him? When they even went to the house to arrest him. That's kind of strange, ain't it? So my question is, what really happened and who really did it? That was the question I had asked. What really happened and who really did it? And sometimes you don't want to sit there and say or believe that someone, yeah, he's dead. They had his funeral about they had his funeral about a week and a half ago. Yeah, they had his funeral about a week and a half ago. Her boyfriend. They had a boyfriend funeral about a week and a half ago. Hmm. Yep. They had his funeral about a week and a half ago. Hmm. She said her son killed her boyfriend. They arrested her son on first degree murder. Hmm. So the world is a cruel world, but you know, to sit as a mother, to and I and you know, like I said, I this is only me. But as a mother, your first instinct is to take care of your child. You don't put no man before your child, period, point blank. You don't put nobody before your children, period, point blank. Yeah, her son is the only one that had autism. The rest of the kids are okay. hmm The rest of the kids are okay. They're normal kids. Well, I didn't even know. Actually, the foundation that we with actually helps autism. And see, we would have helped him if I knew she had a son. I never knew she had a son. The foundation I'm with helps autism. I never knew. I just found out she had a son. I've been knowing this chick since 2013. I've been knowing her since 2013. She's been doing my hair since 2013. 2013. Hey Daniela, how you doing, love? She's been doing my hair since 2013. I've never knew she had a son. Ever in my life. Never knew till last week. Last week. I knew about the two girls. Never knew. She always had the girls at the shop. The oldest girl would come get the youngest girl. I knew when the oldest girl graduated. I knew everything about them. Never. And the first thing she yells is, when I asked for help, no one was out there to help me. When did you ask for help? Because you were too busy running around here trying to help your godson. When did you ask for help? That was the question. And I had to turn around and ask my girl, Shay. I said, Shay, when she asked for help? Shay said, I don't know. I said, when she asked for help? My nephew is autistic. And we got him help. So when did she ask for help? I'm trying to figure this out. When did she do that? Allah don't care who tell it as long as it's being told. But you know what? As a mother, for you to sit there and do that to your child, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. But you want to run around here and do all this looking like a whole crackhead. I seen when you was at your best. And I don't even know who she looked like no more. I sat there and seen her and I'm like, oh my God, this chick looks bad. Looking like a whole crackhead, like she's sick. And it's sad. That is so sad. But you know what? What goes up, that ain't right. And God forbid if you set your son up. One thing I do know, she gonna reap it, and everything gonna come down. Cause I promise you, that boy, that young man that is no longer here, his family probably gonna get to the bottom of it, and I pray they do. Because there's an innocent child that shouldn't probably be behind bars. And that's sad. That is real sad. That is real sad. But a mama want to sit here and cry victim? You took my best friend from me. What about your child? She don't care two clicks about her child, but she want to sit here and talk about her best friend. What about your child? You sitting here talking about you hate the fact God gave you that demon. What about your child? Who births a child and sit here and curse God about giving her him? Do you know how blessed that is to have a child and people can't even have children? That is sick. You got people walking around here paying hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars trying to have children and can't. And she talking about she hate God gave her that demon. Really? Because he took her best friend from her. That's sad. That's real sad. That's real sad. So it's two victims in this. It's that young man that's no longer here and it's her son. It's two victims in this. It's not one, it's two victims. It's two victims in this. And that's real sad. When I first heard it, I was so angry about it. I wanted to go live then, and I had to actually sit and I had to calm down. And I had to really think about it because I really wanted to call her some, oh God, awful names. And I had to calm down. And the only thing I could sit there and say, I pray justice is served, and I pray it's served correctly. And I pray, both those victims get the right justice, because there's a monster walking out there. Hey, little brother, how you doing? There's a monster walking out there that ain't right. It's a monster walking out there that ain't right. You know, because when a person can sit there and do that, something ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right at all. But you know, I have I actually have a dinner that I'm supposed to be going to discuss I got the list of the Democrats that's actually on the ballots, and I'm going to be discussing them tonight, which is a big opportunity for me tonight, to be going to this dinner. And I hope you beautiful people have a very wonderful day. I will try to go live again Wednesday when we go out and we have the lineup with the police officers as we giving away all those baskets and doing our big event for the council and stuff and everything. And you all have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Be safe. Don't forget to get out there early. Voting actually starts, I believe, next week. Please get out there and vote, because your vote is your voice, believe it or not. Your vote is actually your voice. And getting out there and voting speaks volumes, because it's time for a change. America ain't great. It's not great. Kanye do not speak for us. He ain't right. And y'all have a blessed one, okay?